What's up, y'all? I know I'm 2 days late and I'm not supposed to be because I had Tuesday off, but y'all just do not understand. A girl was going through some things on Tuesday. Things I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I was out of commission. I was not well, bitch. Okay? I wasn't in my right mind. I was so not well. But I'm back. My body is recuperating. I'm almost at 100. I'm about at an 88% healed from my situation. But I ain't gonna let y'all get all up into my business, okay? Because we got some Kings of Napa business to get into, okay? So y'all need to grab a drink because this episode was off the chain. And next week is the finale. So you know it went down this episode because we got to get down to get to the get down of the finale next week. Now, shout out to Tito's Vodka, because that's what I'm drinking, mixed with a little bit of Minute Maid lemonade and some Everfresh pineapple. I'm getting my swig on, so I hope y'all is too. I ain't got no wine, but I will have some for the finale because it's only right, okay? Yes, it is. Oh, mm-mm-mm. Now, a lot went down, so y'all best believe I got my notes. Please excuse me from reading from the notes. Y'all know I ain't well with it. But shall we begin? Because last episode it went off with Bridget being arrested and Melanie falling to the ground, foaming at the mouth. I mean, she was really, really foaming, right? Okay, so now this episode, episode 7, titled Bamboozled, mm, it went down. So it starts off with all of the family in the waiting room at the hospital, and they're waiting to hear from the doctor. They've just been waiting. And so, in the midst of waiting, they're getting worried, more and more worried as time goes on. So, they decide to do a little prayer. And in the midst of them praying, they still get into it. Mostly August and Dana, because they going back and forth of the fact that, Melanie's in the hospital and her daughter don't been arrested off the likes of Dana calling the police on her. And so August and Dana are going back and forth how Dana feels like that wasn't quite right, and Dana don't give a fuck because not only do he feel that she's extortionist, she is doing some things with his wife, Rose. We all remember that scene. That was the scene of the season. I bullshit you not, at least in my case. Except Melanie foaming out the mouth. I hope she don't die. We already had Reggie die. We can't have another family member dying already. And besides, I like her into the mix, so she can't die. She's got to pull through, Melanie. Pull through, boo. Pull through. So Yvette finally shows up. She wasn't there at the beginning, but she shows up and she is gets filled in on, all the chaos. And so then the doctor finally appears. And the doctor and Vanessa know each other on first name basis. She calls him James, he calls her Vanessa, and he goes on to let the family knows that Melanie has some disease called, let me get this right, African sleeping sickness. And it's a parasitic infection caused by a bite of a TT fly. Whatever a TT fly is. Anybody know what a TT fly is? Please put it in the comments of this video, which I hope y'all have already liked and subscribed to the channel if y'all have not quite yet. So, keep it going. Now, the infection has crossed into Melanie's brain. So now Melanie is in a goddamn coma and her daughter is in jail. That's fucked up, is it not? So now, after that whole ordeal, they switch scenes, and now Yvette to visit visit Bridget in jail. And Yvette has just got the biggest mouth of the whole entire family. She can't hold shit to herself, keep shit to herself. And even though she claims she can, she really can't. That girl just goes off at the mouth. But from one auntie or to another, I like her though. And that outfit that she wore to jail to see Bridget, or is it just a shirt or a dress? I don't know, but I fucking love it. Okay, I want to know where that came from. I'm gonna really have to holler at the designer of the show because she gets it right on them every single episode. She ain't missed out one beat, okay? Especially August. August dresses and everything be just lit. Anywho, so she spills to Bridget that she has told that the family has told her and thinks that she is the extortionist, and they've been running this investigation on her for quite a minute now. And she is just distraught at that. But not only that, she lets her know that her mom Melanie is in a coma. So, but she seems more concerned about the fact that the family thinks she's the extortionist. And so she goes pleading to Aunt Yvette, asking her, please, I hope you believe me. I am not the extortionist. I'm being set up, and this just ain't me. I have nothing to do with this whatsoever at all. And so Yvette, being Reggie's sister, she loves all of Reggie's kids, and she's like, I believe you, baby. This ain't you. I know it. But Bridget has two things that she asked Yvette for, and that is to have August come down to the jail and talk to her and basically tell her face to face that that's how she's feeling. And she wants her to find her a lawyer to help her get out of this crazy ass shit. Okay, so we got that, right? So then they skip to Christian for just a second. Now, here's my thing. I don't like that Christian doesn't have enough substance going on with his character this season. I really hope that changes next season. I hope whoever is watching this and knows what's going on in cahoots with the King of Napa production and writing. I need more Christian, please. Please and thank you. Now, I had a quick theory in my head as I said that though. What if, just what if, Christian is the extortionist? And I'm laughing at myself because I done went from thinking it was Rose because I always thought something was up with Rose from the get go. And now I'm thinking it's possibly motherfucking Christian. And if that's why he don't have no substance, I mean, he does love the family money, right? He has always been with the family money, always wanted to spend it more than to make it. So I don't know. You just don't know with this family who the extortionist is. And yes, you have that voiceover, but that could have been just like in Scream. You just use that little recorder thing and it changes your voice. So it could be a female, it could be a male, it could be a baby at this point. I don't know. But why have they not gave Christian more substance? Anyway, back to Christian. So they show him and his little girlfriend. They don't got back together, obviously, or made up, whatever you want to call it. And they, doing their thing, making out in the bed and whatnot. And she telling him all this stuff that he wants to hear, of course. I'm trying to see what's up with her because she is shown with him a lot, even though he isn't shown a lot. Whenever he is shown, she is shown with him. So I'm wondering what's really going on with them two. Is she going to be? I'm sure she's going to be back next season, but I'm gonna need her to come into the mix a little more because right now I don't like her, and I don't even know why I don't like her. But we ain't, I ain't gonna stop. So anyway, so then they show that Dana's got some little Pop Tart over giving him a massage. And of course, he is still butthurt over Rose. So he is trying to mask it as any man does when they butthurt over a woman that did them dirty. And he's just trying to live like his best life or trying to make it look like he living his best life, but he ain't. He miserable. He love him some Rose and he knows it. And he's just really butthurt right now. But what can he do about it? Because Rose sitting over here doing some things with his own sister, who is basically in love with her. Like completely in love with her. So then August goes to see Bridget. So obviously Yvette gave her the message. And they have a pretty hefty conversation. and they just end up bumping heads, and they seem more at odds than before she went to see her. And Bridget tells her, honey, you way over your head. Like, you don't want none of this. Because I am that bitch and you don't even know it, type of deal. And that must have got into August's head because, August is August. And so, yeah, basically, Bridget just threatened her right then and there, like, don't do this. You don't want none of this, boo boo. Don't come for me. So that was the end of that conversation. And so you remember that reporter who came to interview Dana for that magazine, and the whole entire family had some argument going on that got caught on tape, but Vanessa took care of that and got that handled and taken care of and got it back. She was at their little wine distributing pre-party, whatever you want to call it, event. And the man who seems to be the man was there. Sim, something like that, was there to look at the wine, taste the wine. Other people were there, reporters were there to talk about it. And so, anyway, that reporter, she had asked a question, and however the question went, it let the family know that Sean and Sean, that other wine company that Bridget was working for, went to go work for, they got the recipe to their wine, the King's wine, and they have their own dessert wine coming out. So at that point, the family like, what? And so then you see Dana and Christian rolling up on them, basically. They was outside their place, and Dana and Christian roll up deep in that cute little purple, I don't know what it was, but the car was hot as hell. It was like some um Fast and the Furious type shit, except they weren't going fast, but the car was hot, okay, hot. And basically they get out the car, and Christian threatens them, and they let them know, like, look, yeah, we did it, and we even beat y'all to it, so now what's up? So it's like gang on between Sean and the King. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? And it only could have happened because Bridget went and gave them the King's recipe. Now, why would she do that shit? It's like, really? You really want to get your own family here? See, Bridget may or may not be the extortionist, but Bridget definitely is doing some things that is in the dark. I can't trust Bridget. Oh my God, what is she doing? I couldn't believe it. So, the family is now at a dinner, and they're talking about the whole thing, how Bridget basically backstabbed them, went against the grain, went against the family, and all this and whatnot. And so Vanessa is sitting at the head of the table, and she's coming to them like she don't just flip the entire script. Now it seems that she has had this change of heart because her dear sister Melanie is laying in the hospital in a coma. But she goes on to say that she no longer blames Bridget, even if she is the extortionist. If she did or didn't do it, she no longer blames them. She feels that she had a right due to the fact that, her parents basically abandoned her and lied to her about who her father was. And, she retaliated. She was angry. And I guess I can get that, of course, but damn, that's cold blooded. If she did that, all of that, just because of that. But she been new. So that's like, But the fact that she been new and this extortion has been going on, it seems like it still could be Bridget too. So whoever the writer is, shout out and big ups. Because usually I'm like, oh, I know what's about to happen. That's going to happen. She this, he that. I really can't name it. I don't know. But it's so many. It's in who right now. I'm thinking it could be Bridget, it could be Christian, and it could be Rose. And I don't know. But I love that I don't know. That's what you call good writing. Keep us wanting to know. But I'm just wondering, will it be revealed? in the finale. Now, we're going to get some type of cliffhanger because that's what finales do. They tie it up, but they leave you on the edge with something. So I can't wait to see what that something going to be. But so Vanessa's telling them, I don't blame her, this, that, and the third. And Dana looking at her like, damn, you being a more of a mama to her than you was to us. You left us. And Vanessa resented that shit. Well, let me get it right what she said. Because Daniel was very verbal. When he made the comment, he said, yeah, you're being more of a daughter to her than them. You left us. And Bridget said, she stood up and she was like, you will respect me. No wonder Rose is gone. And she basically sat down and she was like, oh shit, did I just say that? But it was already done and over with. Yeah, you did say that, moms. You said that shit to your son, like in front of everybody, and everybody else like, damn, mama, that's cold. That's cold. But so Dana was like, oh, that's how you feel. So he got up and left the table. He was like, fuck that. Dinner's over. And I wouldn't have left that table. Did y'all see all that food on that table? That shit looked good as hell. It was, I don't even know what it was. I saw some ribs, I saw some meat, I saw some vegetables. Everything looked good. Like I would have been grubbing. I can't sit. That's why me as an actor, I couldn't sit my big ass down and just sit at the table full of food. A baby girl needs to eat. And I'm eating it all. Fuck all that. But anyway, so they also mentioned that so before Dana got up from the table, she was like, it don't even matter. The Popo is raiding Bridget's house tomorrow, and that's that. And it is what it is. So that in fact did happen. The Popo raided Bridget's house. And Christian and Dana were sitting in the car outside just watching it all happen. Like it was a movie. Only thing that was missing was their popcorn. And so inside the home, when the police did raid, they did find some evidence. When we're gonna get to that in a second. Okay? Just remind me. So then they are showing back at so then also this happened. I have skipped over a part. At the vineyard, at the event, it went down even more because Jason, the distributor that Vanessa had did her thing with to get that deal to seal the deal. Well, obviously she sealed the man too because they still doing their thing, sleeping together. I don't know if they together or just scrumping and bumping uglies, but he has showed up with her at the event and they must be together, I'm thinking, because the way that she was just going on, talking about the family stuff, because, you know, the person that she ended up finding for Bridget to represent her, y'all already know, Kelvin. Why would she do that? Yvette is messy. I love her for that. Yvette messy as hell for that. And Vanessa was like, okay, I said handle it, but I ain't mean Kelvin. And so I was like, damn, for real, man, you want to get me like that? You want to help the girl too now? And then, Yvette, and she mad at Yvette for going to Calvin to do it. Now she mad at Calvin for taking the case. And he's trying to call her while all of this is being said and going down. And she just dismissing his call. So she mad and it's just some shit, y'all. Like, damn. Mm, mm. This drink is so fucking good. So anyway, so in the midst of all that going down, Jason, the distributor, gets a call. And he's like trying to pull Yvette to the side. And he's like, can I holler at you for a minute, baby girl? And she's like, y'all, just do your thing. This family is on 100 right now, and I got to be with my family. And there's some things go down. And he was like, well, you need to prepare for some more. He goes on to tell her that his bosses, his people, oh, let me see how he said this right. Fuck it. Basically, he told her it's a wrap for y'all. My company is dropping King's Heritage wine, and it ain't going down with y'all. We about to roll with Sean and Sean, and that's just the way it's gonna be. I ain't got nothing to do with this, honey, but this is what it is. And so at that point, August is like, ugh. And she done almost had a breakdown anyway at the dang on event when the whoever that woman is who always in their mix was asking questions. She almost had a flashback. Well, she did have a flashback of Bridget saying, "You way in over your head. You just trying to take me down to prove that you got this handled and everything," which is basically how I see it. Because if she don't take Bridget down, Dana is coming for that number one spot on her ass. Because he wanted more than anybody even did, and he can do the job because he's about the business more than anything. Bridget got her panties in a bunch with Calvin too much, but she's still doing her thing, but still. So that's what had happened was. But even though that Jason is still about to go do his thing with Sean and Sean, and it's not his fault, he has no tie in this. This isn't up to him. Yvette is still fucking him. He do that woo woo woo. I know you ain't about to let me go just because of that, because I know you didn't just want me because of that. Trying to assure and see and fill her out some. He kissing all up on her neck and she liking it a whole bunch. Like, ooh, that's my spot. And all of that shit. So, she's still gonna be banging that man. And he's not a bad looking man. So hey. Unless we find out what he got in his closet, the skeletons he rolling around in. So anyway, so Calvin takes the deal because Calvin did end up taking the deal to represent Bridget because when Yvette went to him, she like, don't forget what everything the Kings did for you. Now he was adamant about doing it at first because he is with August and August would not be thrilled with that shit. So he was very adamant about it, but you know how Bridget is and what she doing, that gift of gab. Don't forget what the Kings did for you. All this foster care, family is family, and all of this stuff. And you remember in the beginning, he always told August he didn't want to be with her because he felt like he had to out of obligation because of what he did for the family. He felt like he owed something. He wanted it to be natural and neutral. But here, Bridget is bringing this up like, damn, he can't escape it even if he's trying to do the right thing. So, anywho, Calvin ended up taking the deal and he meets with Bridget and he tells her that you might as well take the deal because they found some damning evidence against you. Now back to the evidence that they found. But first, yeah, I'm going to tell you the evidence that they found. They found the poison that she gave that she put into, I guess, I don't know if that's the stuff that she gave into the vines, but found the poison. They found a blueprint of the vine, which I don't think is too much because, she was on the vineyard, so she had to know the ins and outs of it. And they found the chocolates that was found for Vanessa to have. That yeah, that's probably what it was. The poison that was in the chocolate. I'm sure that's probably what it was. Yeah. So they found all of that in her crib. So he told her, "You might as well take the case because they want you to do 6 months in prison, 5 months probation, and something else, probably community service or whatever." But if she didn't take it, she was going to she's going to get 20 years, 20 years. Okay? And so I don't remember because my notes is kind of messed up. I don't know if Bridget went to go see August again before or after she met with Calvin, but um Bridget ends up telling her how she found out that Reggie was her father. And she tells her the story, and it goes one night she overheard Reggie and Melanie talking about her tuition, and they was talking about it as only parents could do. And so I guess that made her skeptical. So Reggie had a drink that night, a cup was left, Bridget went and took that cup, took it to a homeboy, homegirl, somebody, gave it to them. They ran the DNA on it, and it came back 99.9% that Reggie is her father. So that's how she found out. So no one, no one knew that Bridget knew except Bridget. So that's crazy. I couldn't be able to hold that in that long because she's out of college now. I don't know how long she went, but it must have been for some years because she's a fantastic artist. And so she's held that in her all this time. Now, holding in something like that could really turn you into a certain type of person. So you really don't know how fucked up Bridget really is in the head. And she will probably do a lot of shit. And she probably has done a lot of shit that we just ain't even found out and heard of yet. So Lord, please let them be a new season, a next season. I think this show did really good this season that I feel it should come back. Because there's a lot of shows out there that come back that ain't got nearly as much substance as Kings of Napa. Okay, okay. So, anywho, so back to Bridget and Calvin talking about she needs to take the deal or she gonna get 20 years. That didn't sit well within her spirit, so she basically fired him. And Calvin goes to talk to August finally after playing phone tag with each other because he would call her. She let it go to voicemail or whatnot. She would call him. She called him when he was in the car after he went and got Bridget bailed out. And he didn't answer because she didn't know or he didn't think she did, but and Yvette had already spilled the beans. So anyway, they're finally talking and everything, and she's telling him how I can't trust you, whoop whoop whoop, you ain't right. And he's like, I had to, I even though this, that, and the third, I owe it to her. I was told this, I was told that. I don't even think she did it. There's a lot of loopholes. But all of that went on, but they still, made up after that. And and including in that, he wants her to meet his son, Simon. So they do their thing. He, and then they show them look after the point. And child, Lord mercy. Right after they done doing everything, Bridget calls him to rehire him. And he actually took the case. He didn't even think twice about it. Even though he just got done scrubbing August and they made up about just that exact thing, he went and took her back as soon as she said, come on, let's do this anyway. I ain't giving up. I ain't no traitor like my sister. You can tell your girl that, basically telling her relay the message. And so he didn't relay that message, but he, let her know, like, Bridget on the phone. Shh, be quiet. Shh. And so when he gets off the phone with her, he's like, okay, baby, I gotta go. And he's like, wait, where you going? He was like, I gotta handle my case. And she's like, wait a minute, what? After we just did what we did and made up, you about to go jump back with her already? And he's letting her know, like, yo, I am a lawyer. I gotta do my thing. I gotta take this case. I gotta get paid. I can't be wrapped up basically in the personal of it all. I'm trying to prove her innocence because I think she is. He's got all of these theories in his head too. So he's getting ready to go. And y'all see who came through that door? The goddamn wife. I'm like, oh shit, it's about to go down. I was like, no, she didn't just walk up in her shit like this. And, August looking like probably all of us were. She's like, basically, bitch, how the fuck you get into you find out where the fuck I stay at? And I'm wondering that myself because after she answered that, nothing was said. Bridget. Now I'm blaming Bridget for everything. I don't put nothing past Bridget. How did she find out? So anyway, she says to her, yo, I thought I've been seeing y'all frolicking around town basically. And she's asking him, is you screwing her while the ink is still drying on our divorce? Because if you is, this changes everything. Whatever that means. I can't wait to find out what that means. But whatever it do mean, he was shooketh because she walked out the door shortly after that, and he walked out with her, not with her hand in hand tight with her, but he walked out behind her like, okay, I understand. Because he don't want no shits with this divorce, making it more complicated either, I guess. Don't know the whole logistics of that, so hopefully we'll figure that out next episode too. So after that, it was the end, the last clip of the episode. Bridget rose up meeting some old white man in some dark designated area with the lights off, with only this small interrogation light on, basically shadowing off. And she's like, I still want to go ahead with the plans, whatever this plan is. So whatever she really do got going on, this is the man he's working with. Maybe he's the one behind the speaker if it is her. Making all the calls. Because he said the calls are coming from her phone. Now, I don't know how you get past that. But she gotta really be. Oh, no, 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 no. That was the last scene, but we're gonna get back to that part. And I know y'all know the part, and probably just remember that I had. But yeah, so she's like, I still want to go on with the plan. And he's like, I don't think that's cool. We need to wait till after this case. Cause, everybody knows your name and everybody looking at you. He's like, I can't touch you right now. We can't do this. Whatever their plans is, old white man don't want no parts of it right now. He is shook from this. And he gets in his car and rolls off. And she's like basically yelling and pleading like, please come back. I need you to do this. What am I supposed to do now? I don't know what to do. Don't come on. Come on, work with a sister here. But then it went off. But child, if she is not the extortionist, where did she get all of that money from that was in the back of that painting at her house? Y'all see all that dough? Woo! Now that's the money. Now, if she is the extortionist, you would think that there's more money than that from as much as she's been asking. However, maybe she's been spending it on something, and that's what she's doing with the old white man. She could be the extortionist and doing some other shit. I don't know what Bridget is doing. Oh my God, she really got something going on, popping off. So I just don't know, y'all. I am tripping over this season. It was such a good first season. Shout out to the writers. Shout out to, Carlos King. Shout out to the wardrobe. I'm gonna find her name and I'm gonna give her a shout out on Instagram. Cause she is the shit. Like she knows what she's doing. She knows how to dress a motherfucker. She also did Salt and Pepper's documentary. She also was the wardrobe designer for them. I know that also. It's another one or two, but I can't remember. But I do remember that one. So yeah, that was basically it for episode 7, Bamboozled. Child, it went down. It was a lot. And poor Dana, he just, having massage all these women back and forth out of this massage, hot sauna, spa, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if he doing anything with them, but he definitely trying to forget about Rose. Not to mention, Rose did text Bridget while Bridget was driving, and it drove Bridget crazy because she said she don't know dot 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 something. But Rose is basically confused. But she does show up at the end, not at the end, but on next episode they show the scenes and she does show up. Rose comes back. Don't know what's about to happen, but I guess we will have to just see, y'all. So that does it for the recap of episode 7, Bamboozle. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. Please become an MVP confessor by following me on Instagram. That's all it takes. And you can find me on Twitter and you can find me on Facebook under the name. Y'all know what it is. Confessions of a Reality Queen. Love y'all. Love yourselves. And I'll see y'all later.